the keynote for Ryan Coogler. This is going to be great. I don't know where to sit, but I'm going to try to sit towards the front. I'm still a little tired.
Day 19 in Las Vegas. The forecast high next week is expected to reach nearly 110 degrees.
This is 99% Invisible at A19. I'm Roman Mars. He is the architect who helped make the multi-style style of Los Angeles, and Los Angeles in turn helped make him. Because in Los Angeles, Paul Williams was able to build a career for himself that probably couldn't have had anywhere else in America as an African-American architect. And she's the founder and CEO of the nonprofit Build a Bridge or BAB Foundation, which connects refugee and new immigrant families with locals who can offer resources and support. BAB's goal is to make the immigrants' transition to life in the U.S. as seamless as possible. Please welcome Ayla Abaid. So tell me about this moment that you were in Buffalo and you started to volunteer.
This is very exciting, everyone. This is like surreal. I'm very...
What qualities make Rwanda the right partner for this type of venture?
You know, I think that there's this perception. A lot of people, I think one of the things that we do that people find so weird is they're like, how on earth are you working successfully with like an East African government? And I'm like, how on earth do you work with the US government? The reality is that there are definitely some governments, in parts of the world that are way less functional than the U.S. government, but there are lots of governments in the world that are way more functional than the U.S. government. And if you're willing to be smart about who you work with, we basically had these amazing partnerships in both Rwanda and Ghana, where you have like really smart people in government making big bets on healthcare, technology, and infrastructure, and they know that they can't just build the infrastructure of the 19th century. They want to basically leapfrog and build the infrastructure of the 21st century.
Yeah.
So when we find governments that kind of share that vision, it actually results in great partnerships.
Which they already did with cell phones, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're in a
very cool world in the next decade, but also it's good business.
Yeah.
Healthcare logistics is a $70 billion industry, and that's although it only serves the golden billion people on the planet well. So it's actually not that hard if you have a smart investor to say, like, that is where we should start. Because it's also easier to get regulatory permission when you're saying that, hey, every flight is going to be potentially saving a human life, versus like, I want to deliver Romans 10 issues 5 minutes faster than they could otherwise be. Like, no one cares about Romans 10 issues, unfortunately. So for us, like, it's hard to say. I'm sure the technology will be used for many, many things in the long run, but for us, we think it makes sense to focus on life-saving applications and things that are really easy for everybody to grasp from day one.
I'm really glad you did. Keller Rinaudo. Our next guest, our final guest of the morning, is an American film director, producer, and screenwriter. He began developing his first feature film, Fruitvale Station, after graduating with his MFA from USC. Fruitvale won the top audience and grand jury award from the U.S. Dramatic Competition in the 2013 Sundance Film Festival. He has since co-written and directed the 7th film of the Rocky series, Creed, rejuvenating the franchise. And in 2018, he helmed Marvel's Black Panther, which grossed more than $1.3 billion at the box office and became a cultural phenomenon. Black Panther isn't your typical superhero movie, and he isn't your typical Hollywood director, and that's exactly how he imagined it. Please welcome Ryan Coogler. So, all the movies you've directed are really rooted in place. So like Fruitvale, I work in Oakland, I've been around the Bay Area for a long time. It's really authentic to Oakland. I think my favorite scene in Creed is the street bikers of South Philly, like running along with them. And then So how do you create this like authentic feeling of place when there is a place? And then with Wakanda, you create this whole thing from your imagination. How do you make that feel real? It's as real as Oakland or South Philly.
That's a great question. My first two films that I directed, one was about Oakland, where I'm from, where I grew up my whole life, and the other one was about Philadelphia. And each one of those films were, they were different for me. It was a different level of research that I had to go into it. For Fruitvale, I knew the place. I kind of grew up in the place, so I had a head start on the history of it and what makes it special, what makes it unique. What makes Oakland different from even San Francisco. And I also kind of discovered things about the place that I didn't ever realize. I kind of knew inherently, but didn't put two and two together. For instance, a big sound design thing in the East Bay that's different from San Francisco is that the BART trains are above ground in the East Bay, whereas in San Francisco they're pretty much entirely underground. So in San Francisco, you don't hear the world of the train the same way that you hear it in Oakland.
Yeah.
And making that film, that was when I realized it. You know what I mean? I never thought about it before growing up there. But for Creed, it was different because I never spent extended time in Philadelphia. So I kind of had to get out there and learn the city, learn how it was built, learn the history of it, the history of the neighborhoods, what neighborhood Rocky was allegedly from, and trying to pick, in 2015, where it would make sense for the gym to be and for the aesthetics that we were looking for. But even with Philly and Oakland, you have the advantage of it being a real place that's lived in with human beings, real people that'll tell you, what to do when you get it right and how you got it wrong if you mess it up. For Wakanda, we didn't have that luxury. But what we did have was the benefit of 60 years almost of comic book writing, and people putting together thoughts and ideas and visual representations of what the place should be. So we had that to go from, and then we also had the history of the continent and the people there who Wakanda is kind of based on, But we did have to, build our own history for the city itself, as we realized in the film. We had to build our own story of what the relationships were. We wanted the place to feel ancient, and really honor, what it means to be African from that continent. We wanted it to feel, in filmmaking, obviously it's a visual medium, and we wanted I was kind of obsessed with what the skyline was going to look like. What's the silhouette of our buildings? How are people going to look at that silhouette and know it's Wakanda? Look at that silhouette and know that it's an African place. And that was kind of where the roofs were birthed. This idea of these thatched roofs, these hut-top skyscrapers. And once we looked at it and made it a silhouette and kind of backed off of it, we knew we had something.
Right, because it's unique to Wakanda. Like you do see it.
And what was great too was working with Marvel. Specifically our producer Nate Moore and Victoria Alonso, who kind of runs Post there. They were really great about pushing us to get color on the buildings. And it's an important thing. It's really interesting because I'm from the Bay Area. The East Bay is going through some really intense gentrification right now and displacement. And my grandmother, who's in her 90s, often talks about what it was like when she first got to Oakland. She was among the first wave of Black people from the South to come to Oakland. And one of the things she always says was, when we got here, none of the houses were painted in nice colors. And it's interesting, because if you know Oakland now, it's a yellow house here, it's a pink house there, it's a red house there. And it was great to know that came with the African Americans that came to the city and decided to bring some of that color that they were doing in the South there. And I realized, oh wow, it really came from the continent. If you look at the ancient types of housing that exists in West Africa, there's always color on it, there's always design on it, there's always a story being told. So for us, it was like, wow, can we do that? Can we do that with our skyscrapers? Can we do that with our buildings still? And once we did that, it really kind of took off.
It really just looks like itself, and that's it. But it looks like history. It looks lived in. That's what's the amazing aspect of it.